Hi guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Good morning, Sunday. Feeling a bit better than I did yesterday, to be honest, and now I've got to decide whether I'm going to see my mum today or Tuesday. So we'll have to see. Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 7:58 a.m.
7:58 a.m. Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Sunday the 29th of May.
Alexa, the weather?
Currently, in Rochester it's 9 degrees Celsius with partly sunny skies. Today, you can expect showers, with a high of 14 degrees and a low of 4 degrees.
Yes, if you go outside, it's very, very dull and quite dark, and it's chillier than it was yesterday. The sun does try to be breaking through the clouds, but I don't think it's going to be a very sunny day today. Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Why are ghosts such bad liars? Because you can see right through them.
True. And Alexa, thought for the day. Alexa, thought for today.
I fell in love with coffee very late in life. It's like they say, better latte than never.
That's the saying, better latte than never. I have a cup of coffee here. Nescafe. So, last night I took Max for a walk in the evening. It wasn't too bad, and I came back and I watched telly and I watched a few people on YouTube. The thing I'm finding with YouTube at the moment is it's not just me, but a lot of people aren't getting as many views as they used to. And when you do videos and you put your heart and soul into it, and you don't seem to get many views, some people aren't getting many likes, and it's like they're being held back and not watched, right? To do a YouTube video, it does take an enormous amount of strength, you know, to say your feelings and say what you feel like. And when you feel that nobody's watching, nobody's liking it, and it's not going anywhere, it seems a bit pointless. I don't know what is happening to YouTube, but it's not just me, it's other people's videos. And I know when someone's famous, they could do a shitty video, and then but millions of people watch it because they're famous. So I'm not being funny. If a famous person just did a video for 2 seconds and put their big toe in the picture, millions of people would watch that because they are famous, and that is the truth. And yet lesser known people have got a lot to say, a lot to give, and their videos don't get watched because they're not known very well. So that's another thing that's pissing me off. Another thing that's pissing me off is people, putting up posts about other people. And then taking the piss out of them, like putting a post up of a bloke in a dress, and then taking the piss, or saying a person hangs around toilets. Do you think that's very nice? Do you know what that does to a person's reputation? Do you know not only adults watch posts, but teenagers and young adults watch posts? And they're very, very impressionable, and some of them believe what other people are saying. So if you put a post up, and I think YouTube should stop this, of someone taking the piss out of somebody, and people stealing parts of your video, is that not theft? Or taking your face and putting it on a picture, is that not letting everybody know who you are? Is that not against YouTube rules? comedy video about somebody, but have you asked permission to use their head in the video? Have you asked permission to take their photograph, put it in your video and make fun of them? People believe what some people are saying, and then they go around to where that person lives and make their life a misery because someone's been allowed to post something that A, isn't true, B, is downright disgusting, and it's lies. A lot of it's lies, and then you get people believing what somebody is saying on YouTube about you, and you get followed, and you know, it's just unacceptable. Why YouTube allows posts like that, I don't know. It says you should not do that, you know, make somebody known, you know. It's very hurtful as well if you wake up one morning and find that somebody's taken the piss out of you, and it, you know, where does YouTube reach all around the world? You know, you could have someone coming over from America just to see, you know, what that person said. I know TikTok is worse for it. You get TikTok famous and you do get followed in the streets. You get people hanging out for you. But whether it's good or bad, I don't know. Anyway, I've got to decide whether to go and see my mum today. I got a text this morning. It actually got me out of bed. I was going to have a lie-in this Sunday because I've got nothing to do. 7:45. Vodafone, we've stopped your bundle because you haven't topped up your phone. So it wasn't a text saying, would you like to go anywhere? We've stopped your Vodafone bundle because you haven't topped up. So that woke me up this morning. Alexa, can you put LBC radio on, please?
LBC London from Global Player.
By-election, Burnley, Blythe Valley, Leigh, Stoke-on-Trent, they would all fall to Labour. Why does that happen? I was speaking to Peter Kellner earlier on, former president of YouGov, and he was saying that Sir Keir Starmer doesn't exactly have a lot of support behind him, but rather like Boris Johnson wasn't Corbyn, Sir Keir Starmer isn't Boris. But I mean, you know, wouldn't it be nice to vote for something rather than against the other? That would be nice. So if you do have a sense of what Conservative values are now and what you think they should be, and an idea of actual Conservative policies, then you can give me a call and tell me where you think Boris has gone wrong or right. And is it right that we judge his government by him? I mean, he is the personification of it, isn't he? Is he an electoral asset or liability? We've done that discussion. But if you'd like to contribute, 0345 6060 973. It doesn't have to be just a Boris passing out. And as a set of circumstances, I can hardly remember. I mean, can anybody remember a more typical set of circumstances in peacetime? Absolutely predictable. I mean, what is the time anybody suggested for the best part of 2 years that a longer, stricter, harsher lockdown might actually lead to a cost of living crisis and mental health problems? Oh, no, you shouldn't say that. No. But, you know, now we are reaching what we have sown. Simple. We paid people for the best part of 2 years to stay at home and pay them. They've got used to it. We now have a big state, high tax. What's that all about? 84850. Christian Wakeford is with me, Labour MP for Bury South. He crossed the floor of the House. The floor of the House earlier on this year. Labour MP for Bury South. How is it to be Labour, not Tory, Christian? Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew. How is it feeling? It feels feels like the decision I made back in January after all those votes is absolutely the right one. You were just talking then about a leadership crisis, if you will, and it's going further and further into the gutter. You know, I think it's no longer a case of talking about policy going wrong. This is a leader, and I use that in inverted commas, that's getting worse and worse and worse, whether it's lying to get himself out of the hole he's getting into, or trying to throw red meat policies that try and appease people, like imperial measurements.
Well, we're going to do that. We're going to do that a little bit later on. I mean, it's hardly the biggest policy announcement or suggestion or direction of travel, but no, I completely. It's a bit blue passporty, isn't it? Christian, what do your constituents, what do the good people of Bury South say when you're walking the streets? They know that you're the MP. What do they say to you? Because they voted for a Conservative, but they've got Labour.
Oh, I think, to be fair, that there is a loud and vocal minority who aren't happy. But then we just need to look at the results from a couple of weeks ago, where Labour made splitting gains in Bury South. So it's quite clear looking at recent results, an actual election, that we do want to be represented by Labour, that they are decided for what's coming out of number 10.
Alexa, stop. Right, guys. So, yeah, it's the Queen's Platinum Jubilee this weekend coming after this one. And let's hope the weather's nice and sunny and everybody enjoys themselves. Yeah, it's strange. After lockdown, suddenly everyone's thrust together. Some people do not know how to cope. I'm one of them. You go from nearly 2 years of being isolated, hardly seeing anybody, and then you're thrust into it, shoved together, and I don't know how to react. I'm still slightly scared I'm going to catch something. I just feel weird at times. 2 years ago I went onto that field and it was absolutely empty. And then now there's people absolutely everywhere that you have to dodge them. Last night there was 2 coloured lads kicking a football and it was hitting the fence. As me and Max walked past, there was 2 coloured guys kicking a football and it was going to the fence. Right? And you get looked at as if you're the one in the wrong. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, well, don't kick that ball and it hits the dog, You're hitting it and it's hitting the fence. And you just look at someone to say, look, be careful, don't hurt my dog. And they look at you as if they're going to stab you in the neck. And then there was four or five skateboarders playing cricket with their skateboards. So they were playing cricket with their skateboards. And I just stood Max to one side and thought, a ball is hard. It can knock you out and cause brain damage. So I waited till the skateboard guys left the field, and then I was left with these 2 coloured lads, and they were just kicking the football willy-nilly, even up the path where people were walking. And I know these lads from another time, and they were kicking a ball across the road onto the path while people were walking, and they weren't apologising. So you were walking across the path and they were kicking footballs as people were walking up the path, and not one of them said sorry. And that's the type of youth we're bringing up today, that they just don't give a fig for anybody else. Right? They want to kick their ball, and if you walk into it, you're the problem, not them. You're the problem. And so many people are scared to speak because kids attack you nowadays. Kids will give you a mouthful of abuse, and a gang of kids can cause harm. So people have now got to walk past people kicking balls that could actually do them some harm. And as you well know, there's no police. The police are useless. And the house And the police, I mean, you hardly ever see a policeman. You see traffic inspectors, you know, car park attendants more every day down here. But do you see a policeman? No. The police are afraid. Police get attacked and murdered. This world is not very nice at the moment. So I think for someone trying to keep safe indoors, I don't think there's a problem with that. Right, I'm going to get on with the rest of my day and I'll see you later.